Hello everybody and welcome to yet another episode of Banter Blitz. And my name is Jan Gustafsson. I am delighted to be here and play some lovely chess games. If you happen to be Chess24 Premium member, you can challenge me to a game of 5-minute chess. My username is Jan. If you happen to not be one, you can become one using the voucher code Janistan. You get 15% off. So let's get this party started and play against Andzoomx. Challenge Jan. E4. C5. I've played enough more gambits over the last couple months that I feel it's time to try my hand at good old knight f3, which apparently took Andzoomx by surprise because he fell into deep thought. Some would call it agony after my move and really had to weigh his options there. Knight f6, knight c3. So far I am in book. a6, this is stretching it a bit. What do the cool kids do here? They play h3. Can I make myself bigger? Insert your that's what she said joke here. It looks like I just froze myself. I watched Frozen the other day. I wasn't aware there was such a scary monster chasing you around. Can I go here? Not sure if that's an improvement. What is going on here? G4, knight fd7. This guy is booked up to the eyeballs. Bishop e3, knight c6. Now I'm out of book. I knew there is this bishop e7, g5 trick. Bishop g5, knight takes e6. I'm guessing it's going to come down to a similar thing. But I can't really claim deep knowledge of any open Sicilian. Because I was brought up as a 1d4 player. So these Sicilian structures, they're not really in my blood. But how hard can it be to push these pawns forward? And checkmate Andzoomx. I have a lot of coffee mugs around here. This is one. This is another one. This is slightly warmer. He castles. What am I supposed to do? Queen d2, queen e2, none of the above. Note to self, don't blunder, knight de5, knight f3. With a double attack on my queen and my king. That would be most unfortunate. Okay, managed to avoid that. Let's see how much damage I did to my position, because now bishop d4, knight f3 looks a bit unpleasant. So I was planning to recapture with Her Majesty and just have a look here that nothing too bad happens after knight f3. But I can't see anything too bad happening. I can play it boring with queen b6, after which the pawn on d6 could turn out to be a bit of weakness. So yeah, I don't think knight f3 is a big threat to my position. And if not, I'll continue trying to push these pawns forward slowly but surely. Knight g4 is a move I should maybe be a bit concerned about, even though it loses a lot of time. So maybe I can just give my bishop, play like bishop e2, knight takes e3, queen takes e3. I'm not sure. I'll think about it when we get there. Goes b5, which makes a lot of sense. So I'll go here, I guess. I want to play f4. I want to cut out all these knight g4, knight f3 ideas. Even though knight g4 is still possible, bishop takes e5, but I guess it would be somewhat suspect positionally. Here goes bishop b7. If I push this guy, can anything bad happen to me? I guess knight c6, I go back. If b4, I probably will go to a4. Starts with queen a5. You can somewhat tell my lack of experience playing these positions already, because king b1 looks like the natural move, but then after b4 my pieces start looking a little clumsy, and I'm not really a tall figure who would happily play king b1, b4, knight d5, ed, ed. Maybe I should though, just for... That looks too crappy, doesn't it? I'm weighing my options after king b1, b4, knight d5, ed, ed, knight to a7, but I can't see enough for the piece, honestly. Knight comes back to b5 very quickly, so it doesn't look great. So what can I do? Note to self, don't ever play open Sicilians. Alright, time to burn the bridges and hope for the best. He goes b4, he's not impressed. And can I blame him? Yeah, this is not going the way I was hoping it would go. Another thing you shouldn't do, spend all your time on gf7 and then randomly go the other way with gh. Alright, I feel it's time for some action. This doesn't work at all. Queen takes a2 is a bit of a problem, if we're being completely honest here. Okay, Jan, good for his game. Things can only get better. Can they? Piece down, but at least he does have a raging attack. Bishop f6, let's say, looks fairly resignable, which of course I won't do. I will look very hard for tricks and swindles, but they're not that easy to come up with. He plays bishop f6. This doesn't look great. I can't take on c6 because of bishop b2, king d2, bishop c3 check. So I'm pretty lost. It's a bit upsetting. How can I continue this game at all? Nah, I'm gonna have to be tough. Bring out the good old flag machine. But yeah, this is obviously hopeless. Piece down. And nothing really to show for it. What can you do? Speed up. Try to ask questions. How many sensible questions are there to be asked in this position? I'm afraid the answer is not all that many. Into move. What have I done to deserve this? We're still in business here. No need to panic. And Dr. D-Pawn will do all the heavy lifting, but into move is playing too well. It's not appreciated one bit into move. And yeah, that's it. Rook c1 and game. Zero chance. What can you do? Some spike checks. The problem is rook b4, rook a1 mate doesn't really help my chances all that much. So I'll resign, give an annoyed look and say, no chance, good game, into move. That was frustrating. All right. So how can I get back to my happy place? There is only one way, I believe. And this is it! International Master 2385 rated chess phenomenon Lawrence Trent is joining the show. What an honor. Of course, he is trying to play an ironic opening, because if he played a real game, you know, he would have somewhat fewer bragging rights if it goes his way. And what do I do here? Come on, f3, Lawrence. No f3. He's tuned in. I'll get some pieces out. He's pinning me. That's not nice. But I guess it is allowed. Not sure if I want my bishop to go to g7 or e7. I guess it will depend on circumstances. Any threats? Not really, right? By the way, Lawrence, I watched this poker video of yours. I found it very enjoyable. Top 5 splash the pot moments. Oh my god, there's $1,000 added to the pot, all in no matter what. And then to see your facial expression change as you didn't win the pot. It was a nice little moment. Queen f3, he's going for scholar's mate. And who can blame him? This is starting to look like Murphy versus NN. Should I worry about something takes d7 or should I not? Nah, let's have some fun, Lorenzo. H4 keeps up the lethal pin. I didn't feel the need to go g5 just yet. Maybe I'll regret it, maybe not. Let's see if he goes for knight d5, some funky move. Here we go, gimme. And now... So many options. So little time. What about this? Where do I go? Looks a bit passive, I'll admit, but I still do have a piece. b5. King d8 would be mate in one. I probably shouldn't do that. But yeah, it's trouble already, isn't it? I don't like it all that much, I have to admit. Rook d8, there's bishop takes f6. So no, getting crushed by Lawrence, as I'm getting used to. Miss bishop b5, that's a good move. Nothing to do, yeah? I don't see a move. I think it's just game over. Well played. I'm gonna have to sound gracious. That's upsetting. I can't see a way to continue the game at all, unfortunately. I completely missed bishop b5. No, the problem is rook d8, bishop f6, queen e4. And there's no escape. I'll resign. Great game by Lawrence Trent. Congratulations, sir. Let's see if I manage to win one game today. I guess probably not. I need a rebound opponent. What about Andzoomx? Maybe that's my chance. Andzoomx from Spain. Unai Sewane, that's a tough name to pronounce. I will continue playing my bread and butter chess. Sharp positions that I'm unfamiliar with. Oh no, this gives me a fighting chance. This dulls down the game. It's a very decent line for white. Nowadays, most strong players have switched to knight to d7, even though I don't really know what's wrong with this classical bishop d7, g6. I guess people just feel that this, what's it called, Maroczy structure gives white a little more freedom than he deserves. But still, whenever I looked at this, I thought it should be okay for black. Because we already exchanged one pair of pieces. Black has easy development, and after castles we can go for either a6, b5 stuff, or for e6 followed by d5. We'll find out. Not so sure about this e6 plan. I think a6 or even some slow queen d8 followed by queen a5 is supposed to be more reliable here, or rook fc8 followed by queen d8. But somehow my eye was drawn to this e6 idea. I guess the bishop should go to g5. To make it harder for me to push d6 to d5. But I'm not completely sure. Yeah, he goes bishop g5, which makes a lot of sense. I'll ask this bishop how it intends to continue his criminal career. He goes to f4. No, Andzoomx is making a lot of sense so far. Queen d2 with tempo. Getting outplayed again, I feel like. G5 is not really a move you want to play, but I had the feeling king h7, rook to d1 was a little slow. So I will go for this, hopefully freeing my position operation before my weaknesses on the king side start telling. I guess it's sort of okay. Even though ed knight d5, rook fd1, I have to be careful. I saw after rook 81 I can take on e3. After rook fd1 I can't. Well, knight d5 is not very scary. This endgame is probably a bit better for me because of my long bishop, and white potentially has some hanging pieces on the e-file. So this doesn't look very critical. But instead of knight d5, rook fd1 would have been interesting. Not quite sure what I was supposed to do there. Knight c3 is sensible. But yeah, now white is fighting for equality, which is probably not the outcome Andzoomx was hoping for. Mr. Andzoom. He goes bishop f2, which I guess is sensible. Gives me that pawn. I have to decide if I want it or if I want to stay active with some move like rook d2. But you know how I feel about pawns. I can't help it. Rook b2. Let's go here. Rook e1. He doesn't really have any entry squares on the e-file yet. So what should I do? Can't see too many useful moves, so I'll go king g7. Try not to blunder bishop to d4 check. Which currently is not yet a threat, but the way this show is going, it could very much become a theme in the very near future. Goes h4, I'll just put my king here so I can stop worrying about it. Generally, it's sound defensive strategy, by the way, if you're pawn down and on the ropes here to exchange a bunch of pawns, because the more pawns disappear, the less material I have to work with playing for a win. So when you're a little material down, exchanging pawns but not pieces is often a good strategy. Can I somehow checkmate him? I don't see it yet, but I'll give it a check. And then hope that it turns out to be mate, but it's not exactly mate yet. Where should my knight go? Maybe here to give another check. On f5. It's a bit awkward for white because bishop e3, at the very least I can go knight f5 and take, which gives him an unpleasant rook ending, and I might also have some tricks like knight f5, king f2, rook f1 check. So tough decisions to be made, because to allow knight f5 check and to go with the king to g4 is starting to feel a bit matey. Probably f4 is a move just to create a square on f3 and to keep the game going. He goes for this. I can go for this for shock value. The problem is after king e2 I don't really have a follow-up. But I'll still do it just to annoy him. I'm not sure how much that annoyed him. Guess not that much. Probably the rook ending is decent winning chances, but you know what they say about rook endings being drawish and all that stuff, so I'd rather keep the minor pieces on for now. Where does my knight need to go? Probably to f4. Is this a route? Note to self, don't blunder the rook after bishop to d4. Okay. Where should it go though? Back to the corner. Yeah, getting outplayed again here. Good thing is I had a head start with the extra pawn. But not exactly exemplary technique. Throw in a check to see what he does. But the problem is that, yeah, rook takes a2, followed by knight b4. Knight b pawn is hanging, so now that I've blundered the pawn back, the position is probably just equal objectively. not what I was dreaming of. Trying to weave a mating net here, but I don't think there is any realistic weavery to be done. So we'll just keep the game going. Hope that chances like this one do appear. Now it's over after he missed this rookie 2 check, but yeah, the pressure of the clock was mounting. And I'm on the scoreboard. This is exciting. Who shall I play next to keep it up? What about Vanya Lamb? FIDE Master Vanya Lamb. Goes d4, c4, as you do. I will play it classically. The problem is whenever you play it classically, you just get the good old Catalan, and you're mildly suicidal at this stage already, because it's so boring, frankly. Which shouldn't be a criterion, and I'm mainly jealous that I still haven't put in the work to play the Catalan regularly myself. But I've struggled for a long time now with what to do against a Catalan. I can equalize with bishop e7. I did a video series and I still think it's a perfectly fine move. But it can sometimes be hard to generate chances there if white is content with playing an equal position. So this time around I'm switching to this even quieter line where they play bishop b4 check, then bishop e7 back, arguing that in some lines the bishop on d2 is worse placed than it was on c1. Here, for example, it would much rather go to b2, and the d2 square also isn't available for a knight. He goes knight to e5. I guess I should take. I'm not sure if this is theory or anything, but knight to g4 looks nice and aggressive. He's blitzing out his moves, which worries me a little bit. On the plus side, I see a potential pawn for the taking there. How do I do this? I could go g5, obviously weakening, but possibly winning a pawn. Bishop c5 could also be an option, asking this f2 guy what he's up to. Then if he plays e3, I still have g5. Let's say h3, gf, hg, fe. That looks promising, no? I'll try this. Might be wrong, I'm not sure, but it does look like a decent move targeting this guy. Oh, I missed knight e4. I'm missing too many things. Yeah, that's a bad miss. Rook f1 is fine, but knight e4 covering f2 might have been bad news. Alright, here we are. Do I have time for rook c8 before I go g5? Looks tempting, not threatening. If h3, I can take on f2 twice and then play d4. Well, if the queen moves, first of all, it doesn't have a great square to go to. Queen d2, I have bishop b4, and queen b2, I have bishop d4. So yeah, this looks like white is in trouble now. Rook c1, I can take this pawn either with a knight or with a bishop. Not sure which way I want to. I'll try this. e3, I have knight d3, so he should play rook fd1, and he probably will. After which I was intending to just play knight back to c6, and I couldn't see anything too bad happening to me. Of course I can take on c3, but it would be a shame to give up this beautiful bishop for the pinned knight, unless I absolutely have to. Well, now if I manage to consolidate, frankly I am reasonably consolidated already, I will hopefully just have an extra pawn. What's going on here? Let me try this. If ed, oh, I just spilled coffee on my beautiful jeans. If ed, I want to play knight to b4. introducing some more jumps like knight to d3. So it still does look like trouble for Vanya Lamb. What's happening in the chat? Pramod MVS is saying, Jan, I'm going to Bangkok next month. I need a guide. What are you looking for, Pramod? Is it a work trip or holidays? Also, you're not waiting for me? I'm going to Bangkok. When am I going? In early April. Pramod saying, I think you've done enough there to guide me. Sure, I am a big expert on all things Bangkok. So what could Pramod enjoy? Pramod enjoys the movies, so you should go to Siam Square. There's this big shopping center. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Probably it's called Siam Emporium or something. Go to the movie theater there and go to one of the two fancy ones. Which, yeah, is the best movie theaters I've ever been in. It's like a first class plane ticket. You can lean back, order food. Very enjoyable. So I recommend you do that. Other than that, let me know your preferences. And I will point you to suitable activities. So this game I'm kind of winning. Being an exchange up and all that. Still gotta get the job done. And hopefully talking Pramod through Bangkok will not make me lose all sense of danger. Don't queen this pawn, sir. Or if you do, at least let me checkmate you first. Galactic is saying, I need a guide for Karlsruhe. Where is the good food? I went to Karlsruhe last year. Might be going again this year for the Grenke Chess Classic. I don't know yet. But basically nowadays, you have this technology called Google Maps, and it will guide you to a restaurant of your choice with the appropriate number of stars. I don't think I could do better than that. Sorry, Galactic. They do have food in Karlsruhe. Alright, I have a perpetual, but that's not really the food of my dreams. So how do I not screw this up and win a game? Not so easy, actually. Sometimes you have to take one step back to take 3 forward. I'm not sure if that's true, but I feel like I need to clear the way for Doran the d-pawn. Because queen takes. The endgame looks fairly winning for me if I just take and go. And what's that complicated square called? d3. Can I do better? I could also start with d3. Or I could think about queen e7. And queen takes d4. Rook e1 looks fairly promising too. We shall find out. Vanya Lamb trying to escape here, but my position does look very winning, so it's probably too late. Queen d4, rook e1, if king f2, queen e2 is checkmate, and if bishop f1, bishop h3 looks like a pretty effective way to wrap things up as well. Pawns never move back is the problem. And Vanya Lamb therefore resigns. Thanks for the game, Vanya Lamb. Pramod is saying, I'm a vegetarian. You can suggest me some good restaurants. I'm not a vegetarian. I normally go to Beef Eater. So I'm not sure how much useful information I can give you there, Pramod. I'll play Fohi. And since I've shown my open Sicilian prowess, I need another shot. Oh no, e5 is a mistake against me. Here I can dull up proceedings, so my king won't be in danger. At least I hope so. I've been on the receiving end with black here many a time in all these 6d3 systems. So I hope I've learned my lesson on how to play with white. a3, a4, c3 are all legal moves. Castles, knight c3. No, black faces a choice between. Yeah. The move played, bishop e6, knight a5, followed by bishop e6. All that stuff. I think, am I supposed to go knight d5 here? I will go knight d5. I'm not sure if that's what the doctor ordered, but it does feel natural. Galactic is complaining, saying Pramo gets the super premium responses, not just Google it, dummy. In fairness, he asked for a vegetarian restaurant and I recommended Beef Eater, so I'm not sure how helpful I've been to Pramo, but I'm trying. I am trying. Knight a5, bishop a2, is this theory? Are you outmaneuvering me, Fohi? What's going on here? I could also take on f6 and then on e6 and then do something clever. Maybe that's more in the spirit. Now for the something clever part. Maybe push these pawns. Still blitzing. Everyone's a big champion of chess theory nowadays. It's a bit upsetting. Looks fine for black, to be honest. I guess I'm going to have to close the structure and hope for good things to eventually happen on the king side. But I'm not sure how realistic a scenario that is. I think black's perfectly fine, even after just bishop to g5. Queen c7. Still blitzing, Dr. Fohi. Pay some attention to the queenside situation, but I have not forgotten about my expansion plans over here. b7, what do you want? You want to double rooks? It's cool with me, I guess. The problem is after g4, h6, I will need a long time to get mobilized further on the king side. And I also don't want to force him to play the good plan, h6, bishop g5. So I need to find some other worthwhile activity first. Maybe wait for him to hopefully overcommit on the queen side. And then boom, change directions. Or push these pawns. I can't tell if b5 is a good or a terrible idea. I'm currently thinking probably terrible. But g4, h6, I'm still not too thrilled about that inclusion because now he has bishop g5. So yeah, life is tough. People are just outplaying me. He goes king h7. Still time for bishop g5, but I'm getting a vibe now that it might not happen. Now I'm ready to play h4, so he probably wants to address that, and he does, unfortunately, with some move like queen e7. Yep. In trouble again. Alright, I'm gonna have to change gears, but I'm unhappy. Frankly, I think I'm just getting completely outplayed again. Rook takes, pawn takes. Maybe rook takes. Where should the king go? Alright, I still have dreams of one day getting in king g3, h4, g5. But I have some weaknesses on the queen side too, so I probably better try to shore that up first. b7, what's that about? Ah, you want to take my pawn. Fair enough. Can't allow that to happen. Everyone's playing so well. It's very sad. Queen a8. Alright, is it time for Bojan? I'll go here first. Probably a bad move. I had a feeling after b6 that rook a3 I might not be winning. Not that I have a feeling that I'm doing particularly well here. I'm also down on the clock. Tough times at Richmond High. What's happening here? Apologies. Got a message which looked important. Smart, by the way, that he did not, what was I going to say, exchange on g5, but went for this directly. Yeah, it's not great, what can I say, especially tough to avoid a perpetual here, which is not really what I want. But I also don't want to lose on time. So yeah, the choices are limited. I could run to g5 and self-mate. That's also not that tempting, frankly. Come on, play for a win. I don't have time. I don't have a king. What else do you want me to do? No, good game by Foggy. Yeah, I was never really better. He just played well. Clearly did his homework in the opening. And I'm not sure where I went wrong. I'm guessing this whole operation here with takes b4, c4. It's not that smart in the structure. One should probably play it a little more slowly. Some of like c3 and then maybe white is the case to be slightly better. So yeah, this is becoming tougher by the game. I need to play someone who is objectively worse than me. And who better than objectively worse? Plays e3, that's already good news. He plays this, what do you call this? This collar system. But in general, I feel about all these systems that if you don't commit to e6 too early and you keep your bishop active, that they are fairly toothless. I put the knight on d7 because typical white idea is to go, if the knight goes to c6, dc5, followed by e4, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense with the knight on d7. But, of course, white is not worse or anything, it's just a position. Queen e1, that looks a bit clumsy. He's trying to unpin, but doesn't contain any threat as far as I can tell. Ah, that was the point. Okay, he wants to go e4 directly. Whoa, very sharp. So what's going on? If I take here, I guess I should seize the chance to destroy his pawn structure just a little bit. Pramod is making me feel worse, telling me I missed a win in my last game. That's very sad. This position should be... He has the two bishops, which I respect, but it should still be nice for me. My knights have a great square on d5. And my pawn structure is obviously better, because I don't have these 4 isolated pawns. So I should be in good shape. I should still try to avoid getting checkmated, which is often a good idea, and something I've been struggling with recently. So, objectively worse. Give me that C file, sir. Thank you. Not sure if this is a good move. Looks a bit funny because of all the knight on the rim stuff, but it does cover g7 and maybe it prepares one of my knights jumping into f4. So I'm hoping it's not too bad. Another move I have mixed feelings about, obviously. Weakens my position a bit. I'm trying to clear that f4 square for one of the knights. Also, it's good to somewhat cripple this bishop on the b1 h7 diagonal. And there might be ideas with f5, f4 to embarrass this bishop along the way. g5. Which one of my many devious ideas should I execute? Knight df6, knight hf6, some knight to f4. So many options. I'll go with this, not sure. After rook g1, I should probably take one step back to cover g7, and then I can start dreaming about collecting h3, d3, all the good stuff. What's happening in the chat? We have a change of shift. Pramod is leaving and Mr. Dodgy is coming. Do you guys coordinate this, that one of you is online at all times? I'm expecting you do, and if not, would be appreciated. Not that it's not exciting to have Pramod and Dodgy present at the same time, but since Pramod is rarely with us these days, now that he's a father, a family man, has moved on from childish DC comic shows to childish Marvel shows. He's very busy. So if Pramod can at least commit to filling the time Mr. Dodgy misses, because let's face it, Mr. Dodgy is much more reliable, then that'd be appreciated, Pramod. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, and hopefully see you soon. What can I do here? Wow, tactics. What a chess talent I am. This was my devious plan. Zwischenschach, as we call it in German. And now I can take this, which is pretty bad news for white, actually. Now he's objectively lost. So Dodgy is saying it's easy to coordinate because he's here 19 hours a day. That's what I'm saying. And we don't have 19 hours a day worth of shows yet outside of Bantathons, so it should not be a big deal. Maybe you guys can just exchange social media. Pramod is everywhere, so he should be easy to track down and take it from there. This is a good thing happening. We make sure to have at least one spectator at all times. What are we talking about? Irduta is saying Slam Dunk Contest All-Star Game was not impressed, Jan. Or no, wasn't great, was it? Like this dunk over Shaquille O'Neal looked cool. But other than that, yeah. Wasn't that much fun. I enjoyed the 3-point contest more. What are we playing here? Some bizarro, I don't even know what I should call this. Trompovsky something mix. I think that's the technical term. It's a Trompovsky something mix. Before I forget to attack this pawn, let me get it in. Where should the bishop go? D3, E2. Maybe be humble. No B5, sir. You insist, huh? He's saying, I want to go B5. Hard to stop, actually, because my stupid E4 pawn is hanging. So I will act like it's all part of my master plan. And he doesn't go B5. He could have played B5, and I think he should have played B5, because 98 looks a little slow. Not that I had a plan, but it does feel a bit slow. Long term, I want to prepare E5. I'm not sure I'll have time, but I'll try. Let's say knight C7. That's probably a good idea. Under these circumstances, to throw in A5. It's always a big question. Do you allow A5, B5, and after AB, Rook B6 counterplay against the B2 pawn, or do you allow B5? And I don't think there's a correct answer. It depends, as often. Knight E8 looks very slow, though. Since we're maneuvering, let's keep it up. I'm not sure what knight E8 was about. I'll take a timeout to cover Mr. B2 pawn. I still have not given up the dream to prepare E5. I need bishop F4, and then I'm ready to go. If it will ever happen, who knows? Goes E6. Should I take? I want to take. Now that E5 is off the map, let's switch the attention to the A6 pawn. Rook F3 I'm not too concerned about. Maybe I should be. But it feels like after GF he doesn't have that many attackers standing around my king, so things should be fine. I still need to find a way to improve my pieces. Ideally this knight would like to go to C4, but that means the queen has to vacate the D2 square, and I quite like it on D2. So not gonna be able to do it. Instead I will go fishing and ask some questions about the D6 pawns situation. D5 is too loosening, E5 would be a big positional concession. I just go back and D5 has been weakened for good. So hopefully this will be tough to answer. Knight E5 I take, and once again his structure will take some hits. Wiggy. Wiggy, wiggy, wiggy. Debugger is saying that's the kind of position where some players would prefer being black, others being white. Not sure how many players would prefer being black here, but I could be wrong. I think it's probably bad for black, no? If he has to go e5. A lot of holes. Wondering if I should induce queen takes b2, but no reason to go all that crazy when there is a pawn to be taken. Yeah, after e5, positionally. The black position, positionally the black position, did not have much going for it. So, is it wrap-up time? I'd like to win the queen somehow. Knight d5, queen e4 doesn't get the job done yet. So I'll calmly prepare it. Knight d5, still a bit of a threat. Yeah, this doesn't look good for Wiggy. Unless I blunder my own queen on the way. But I'll try not to do that. Queen e7, he can't really attack my queen, can he? Queen c7 also looks tempting. But if there is no immediate punishment, I prefer this. Let's ask some questions here. Bishop c5 wasn't a terrible move either. Some people would argue, and they'd be right, better move. Okay, how do I wrap this up? Backwards. Forward. My point is now after queen d2 I can take here. And he has no way to distract my rook with some queen takes a1 operation while the queen was somewhere over here. That still seems impossible. And therefore Wiggy resigns. Thanks for the game, Mr. Wiggy. Let's play Debugger. There's a question, what happened to the Aeroflot broadcast? I'm not sure what happened, but I saw a tweet earlier that they had to vacate the playing hall because of an emergency, and I think there were different bomb threats over Moscow, so I'm not sure. I hope everybody's okay, but I think there was some alarm, so the games ended abruptly. I'm playing the Grunfeld. g5. What would Svidler do? He normally goes here. Knight e4 is the main move, or the other main move. But I believe this is a line that Mr. Svidler likes. White goes e3. What can I do? Is this a move? Not sure. I record an episode of my friend Ben Johnson's podcast, the Perpetual Chess Podcast, right before this show, where he asked all these indiscreet questions about the Carlsen situation. And I was trying to give interesting answers while revealing nothing, which is tough. But I hope it was a good podcast anyway. Always a pleasure to talk to Dr. Ben Johnson. Probably not a doctor. These positions, it does look like I'm just a pawn down. And I'm not sure if that sentence continues. But sometimes things can get quite tricky. If I go CD, knight c6, and e6 is threatening, and it will be very hard to keep this extra pawn. If Debugger doesn't manage to keep it, then white can be in trouble all of a sudden, because my pieces are very much ready for action. Snowy's asking, what's the Carlsen situation? Did I miss something? Yeah, well, the World Championship match, there's no Carlsen situation by here. Ben was very curious. Of course, most of our knowledge we already revealed in this video series we did on the match. And by we, I mean Laurent Fressinet, Peter Heil-Nielsen, and yours truly, where we went through the games and the tiebreak and other burning questions. But Ben had even more questions. Well, Debugger is trying to answer the question how he can keep his d pawn, which is not easy. DC maybe, but then of course I'll take on b2. And the white pawn structure won't be a very pretty sight. Well, if you do nothing, black just goes e6 followed by c takes d4. Sadoji is saying, save it all for your My Years as a Second book. Yeah, I should. My problem is I have this goldfishy memory and I never write stuff down, which is probably a bad combination. So even if I wanted to reveal all the secrets, there's not much stored in my head. Gimme. But yeah, I could do that. My Magical Years in Thailand. I think it's a good title. Alright, do I give a check or nah? Just keep the bishop, right? The good news is I still have a lot of coffee. He goes e6. Ah, no. He goes bishop e2. I should go e6. And now it's time to give a check. Looks like there are some bugs. Queen d2, bishop c3 wouldn't be great. Knight d2. I'll probably go bishop c3 as well. So king f1 has to be done, but that's not an encouraging sign from white's perspective. He has weak pawns and the somewhat weaker king, even though this aggressive h4 move, of course, scares me a little bit, does not scare me enough to start believing in white's position. Troctor is wondering, does that book come before or after Winning with the Rook Up? I think maybe I can combine these projects, because seconding is a lot about telling the boss how to win with the Rook Up. So I don't know, I'm thinking how to win with the Rook Up part 1, practical play, and how to win with the Rook Up part 2, World Championship briefing. Maybe there's something there. But I do like my chances of getting these books out before George R. Martin. So could be any century now. Not sure why I took the a2 pawn and not the c5 pawn. But a pawn is a pawn. In spite of my very relevant theory that a pawns are worse people and worth less than other pawns, I still enjoyed eating that pawn. Now, can I eat one of your pieces maybe? e5, he still has rook a1. That's very upsetting. No pieces to be eaten yet. I want a piece. Just a little piece. Probably not happening. So aggressive. Will Debugger checkmate me? Rook b5, knight takes g5. Knight g5 immediately. Wow. This guy's relentless. Good thing is I'm winning on time, but if I wasn't winning on time, I'd probably get checkmated here. I'll be honest with you. All of my will to live or to defend against checkmate has been broken a long time ago. Now that sounds a bit strong. My will to live is fairly intact for my standards these days. I'm going on holidays tomorrow. I'm going to Spain. Or I'm not sure you can call it holidays. It's more of a... What's the term the cool kids use? Staycation? What are you doing? Like, I'm very confused. He's blitzing all these moves out, like they were part of a master plan. And you know, if you do these things confidently enough, I will probably start believing them. While biding my time until it's finally checkmate. Flagmate, sorry, not checkmate. So, are you out of attacking resources, Debugger, or do you have one last ace up your sleeve? Because as we know, people normally have multiple aces up their sleeve. Debugger does resign before he becomes deflaggered. Thanks for the game. Debugger. Mr. Dodgy is saying staycation is staying at home. Flights usually aren't involved. I am flying. So it's, what do you call it? A long weekend? 4 days? Weather not great in Spain yet, but better than in good old Hamburg. It's like 17 degrees or lukewarm for my American viewers. I have no idea about your weird Fahrenheit system. And I have no idea about Pancho Walwis's Trompowsky knowledge, but he's certainly looking confident. The c5 move, I thought, killed most of the fun, even though I'm normally not able to properly recall the sharp lines after ED. I think queen b6 is supposed to work here, some knight c3, queen b2 stuff. Will I be able to remember that? I could just play, whatever, dc, followed by bishop g7, with an acceptable position. Yeah, I think I'll do that. He scared me with his blitzing out business. I think queen b6 is the computer refutation. Queen b6, knight c3, queen b2, knight d5, and some weird move, bishop h6, so bishop f5. But this, I do believe, leads to a playable position. I want to go castles, f5, knight c6, and how bad can it be? Kindboy is saying minus 17 .2 degrees Celsius. What does that mean? Is that the weather in Sweden, or what are we talking about? In these positions, I'm never sure who's better and why. Generally, I do believe in the bishops, but of course there is some long-term unpleasantness. Sorry. For my king. So, I do not know. I'm very confused about the term staycation now, because I feel I'm listening to all these ads on my podcast for whatever it's called, hotel tonight. And I think they're advertising staycations. So does that mean a staycation is a vacation in your city where you're going to a hotel, but you don't leave the place? I need more information on this topic. Where's Pramor when you need him? I want to play Queen d6. It's a bit sad though. Nah, I can't get myself to do that. I'm not sure if d6 is a threat. I need to play e6 then to cover all these squares. But it shouldn't be too bad. Galactic is saying Pramor is vegetarian, so he doesn't do staycation. Well played, Galactic. Maybe Pramor likes a nice little tuna staycation though. Not sure. Okay, this endgame is too good to pass up. The only question is, where should my pieces go? Let my pieces go. So many things I want to do, but I can only move one piece at a time, which is a bit upsetting, because I really would like to play more than one move here. G3 gives me time to do some of the stuff I intended at least, because the horsey wants to go to G4. Horsey has arrived. And now I'm out of ideas. What shall I do next? This looks like a very random move. Fishing for weaknesses. Okay, I'll continue the fishing. So many options. Well, this looks like the most clinical. Knight h2 might have worked. But who wants to think about e5? Knight h2 might have worked last move too. But yeah, now his position is not a pretty sight either. The chat is having a dad jokes competition. What do you get when you put a cow on a trampoline? Milkshake. Yeah. If I had the ability to display laughter behind my dead eyes, I would have. Speaking of which, I watched a fantastic movie last night. Not one of these I'm trolling fantastic movies, but just a very good movie called Burning. Highly recommended if you have not seen it. It's a South Korean movie. So you gotta sit through that South Korean. My South Korean is not perfect. I watched it with English subtitles. And yeah, it's just excellent. I'm not sure what you would call the genre, I guess. Psychological thriller or whatever. Even though you could argue it's a social critique drama. It's just a fantastic movie. Very hard to describe. I don't want to spoil it. I highly recommend it. Burning. And I have a burning desire to win one more game. Let's play against Jay Wallin. Galactic is saying you should prepare 20 years worth of dad jokes, Jan. Dad jokes are just corny jokes, right? I think I can normally come up with bad jokes on the spot. Also, I normally can't remember jokes. So, not sure if that's a good plan for the near or distant future. But maybe I'll buy a book. 100 dad jokes everyone should know. One thing everyone should know is you shouldn't play the Slav and Blitz because they all take and you hate yourself. It doesn't take. Wow. Action. This is a system I'm very familiar with. It's snowing. Continues the dad joke material. What do you call a basketball player from Seoul with a deadly hook shot? Korean Abdul Jabbar. That's pretty good. Also on point with our... I forgot the theory. With our Korean discussion. So excellent job. It's snowing. Is this the theory? AB bishop c3 and then cb? It looks like I'm getting checkmated, but hopefully I'm not. Or was I supposed to take first? Who knows all these things? Knight g5, so aggressive. Can you do that? I'm so greedy, I shouldn't, but I just cannot help myself. e4. Alright, I will take all your pieces / pawns and hope not to get checkmated. Or do I play it safe? I could take and castle, but not exactly in the mood to play it safe. Don't checkmate me, sir. I've been through enough. So let's see. Queen f3 does threaten checkmate. So does queen h5. I will clumsily defend and hope I don't get checkmated. Here, here. Maybe here. I don't like my position. What can you do? Queen h5 looks stronger than queen f3 if I'm being perfectly frank. Bishop b4. How does this end? c5, queen a8, cb. Can't be too bad. Wondering which one to take, but I want that bishop. Give me that bishop. Long castles, wow. Was not aware that's a legal move, obviously. Probably a good move too. Yeah, I did not see that move at all. It's nice. What to do? Come on, Jan. Try to calculate one move at a time at least. Don't think I'm able to do it. What's the material balance? I'm down a lot of stuff by now, yeah? King e7, knight c8, king f6, my queen is hanging. Not great. Nope, does not look inspiring. Doesn't spark joy. No, those long castles just took me by surprise, I have to say. And here my problem is a certain lack of rooks and the fact that this check is somewhat unpleasant. How can I keep the game going? I think the truth is I can't. Where did all my pieces go to? I took them all. Also in a lost position, if you stare at it for too long, normally it doesn't make things much better. So, less staring, more keeping a poker face. Oh, Zwischenschuss, Jay Wallen. Did you celebrate too early? That's a bit painful for Jay Wallen, who was completely winning. Now he has to realize rook h8, bishop f4. Sort of turns the tables, so I guess I'm back in business because this will be a tasty rook. Sorry, Jay Wallen. Also, why did I don't think at all. It's getting a little upsetting. But anyway, I was happy to take that rook. Not sure why I didn't give a bunch of checks first. But this now looks fairly promising. Just for rubbing it in purposes. Sorry, Jay Wallen, I feel bad now. Like I felt bad before. Yeah, I'm sure I'm winning somewhere, or winning is strong, but doing well somewhere here. But this long castle move really caught me very off guard. It was a nice move, after which my position is just lost. The rook escapes the attack, attacks my bishop, and the house is still hanging. So yeah, well played. All right. Where my putts is at? Summer fans, man. Anybody? I've never played before that I can. Make acquaintance with. What about non-Quixote? Non-Quixote. I'm a non-Quixote. I never read that book. I heard it's pretty good. And often Banter Blitz does feel like fighting against windmills. But should I read it? Smart people out there? Bit of Cervantes? Cervantes? Maybe non-Quixote is not here? Saying the board did not pop up. Try again. I'm still waiting for you, non-Quixote. You can find it. Probably click on go to running game or something. Princip is saying no overrated. I'm guessing he's talking about Don Quixote. Yeah, sorry. Don Quixote, can't wait all day. Challenge me again and I'll try to make it happen. While I try to get my revenge against It's Snowing, because our score is 1-0 in It's Snowing's favor, which I think might have been connected to some disconnecting problems, but I could be wrong. He's saying, hi Jan, good luck. Thank you, It's Snowing. I shall try my best. Najdorf again, that was a success in game number 1. Knight d2 looks very stupid, but I think it's the main line actually, intending to play g4, bishop g2, knight g3. And have a look around. It's Snowing is asking, Jan, what's theory here? I think b5 or h5 are the main moves. Knight c6 can't be too bad either. I Clad in Mighty Arms is saying Don Quixote is one of the great books. So we get mixed reviews here. One overrated, one of the great books. Short castles looks ridiculous. I don't know how to play chess, and especially the knight of f4 looks ridiculous too. Tragic Sec is informing us that Lost in La Mancha is a great movie. It's snowing's playing well. I will ask him if he intends to give me that pawn, because you know I will take it. How are my coffee reserves doing? Oh, there's still some lukewarm coffee in this one. Queen b6, he is telling me in... I can't see the first thing today. I went knight e2 expecting queen b2, knight d4, ed, bishop d4. But I might or might not have missed the fact that knight takes e2. It's check. It's snowing. Will it be 2-0 for you after this game? Can't rule it out. Today is the day. Udo is bringing us the real news. Punisher got cancelled. Yeah, as far as I heard, all the... Oh, we should have discussed this with the expert Pramo while he was here. All the Marvel Netflix shows will no longer be on Netflix. No Daredevil. No more Jessica Jones, even though they shot the 3rd season. So I'm not sure what's going to happen there. No more Punisher. No more Iron Fist. No more Luke Cage. It's a tough day for Paramount. I think they're all moving to Disney Plus. So they might not be gone forever. But Disney Plus sounds more like a PG-13 situation. Wow, all these Marvel series on Netflix were so gritty, dark, with people bleeding real blood, their own blood. So I'm not sure how that's going to transition. But it's a topic that does keep me up at night. Topic of this position doesn't. I guess I'm worse as usual. But I will do my best to fight against its snowing. I'm so weak in e4 positions. The problem is I don't think I'd be that horrible playing them in a tournament game, but I don't have the pattern recognition that I have in d4 positions or knight f3, c4 boring positions. So I have to think about every single decision, which is often a recipe for disaster. Because pattern recognition allows you to cruise. While here, it's less cruising than Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible Fallout. Everything is hard, manual labor. Slava was saying, I've heard that Marvel looking into have own TV with own shows. Marvel will buy their own television? That sounds hard to believe. No, I'm fairly certain that my biz intel is correct, and that's moving to Disney Plus. It's all Disney, baby. What time is it? Oh, we're way over time. Alright, one last game after this one. And then I actually have more stuff to do. I should answer emails and boring stuff. Because I'm leaving tomorrow and I want to leave the stage set. I'll be back on the Chess 24 anniversary, the 24th, where it's not 100% finalized, but like 93% finalized. We might have some very big names. Maybe even playing each other. And no, I'm not one of the big names. I like that I had to specify that, because obviously I'm a huge name. It's snowing, hanging in there very nicely, by the way. Queen e6, just as I said, I jinxed him. Bishop c7 was the only way to continue the game, because now I can just take all the things it's snowing. Which, as we've learned from the previous game is not always the end, but often it is. El Jaguar is asking how the blank can Snowing be playing and be in the chat. It's one of the great mysteries of our time. I don't have an answer for you, Jaguar. I don't know how he does it, but he's running out of bishops. And rooks. Shall I pre-move checkmate? I always feel great about myself. No. It's Snowing. Resigns. Thanks for the game. It's Snowing. Finally leveled the scores. Okay, where's Non Quixote? Challenge me again, Nonky. Here he is. Last game du jour against Monsieur Non Quixote. Plays the Caro-Can. Caro-Can, I feel much better about life than Sicilian. First of all, I know some stuff, and secondly, my king normally doesn't get mated. Bunch of theory here. Bishop f5 is not great, even though you can do it. Knight g3, bishop g4. You shouldn't play bishop g6 here, Don Quixote, if you're watching, because then after h4, this is one trappy line where the problems can start mounting. You think you're playing normal Caro-Can theory, then you look up, c95, bishop h7, queen h5, and you realize that it's already gone very, very wrong. This is the one line that you really can't play against. Knight c3, knight f3. And a trick I learned early on that sort of attracted me to this very line. Here, I think queen f3 followed by queen b3 is good. But to continue being tricky, I will go for bishop c4. Threatening bishop f7 checkmate, so he has to play e6. Then after queen e2. There are more issues. I think the cleaner refutation is actually supposed to be queen f3, if I'm not mistaken. But bishop c4. It's a little more showy and gives Non Quixote something to think about. And yeah, here you can already see this bishop on h7 is not a happy camper after g6 was forced. Black is in a world of hurt because knight f7 is also a threat. So yeah, this is not good. See, chess is much easier if you don't have to think. The end is near, Mr. Nonky. This is the end. The darned 13th move. And it's also the end of today's show. I will, first of all, I'll run to the bathroom, which I'm sure you guys wanted to know. Then I will take the long flight to Barcelona from there. A 90-ish minute car ride to a very undisclosed location. The village I grew up in. Go hang out with my mom a bit. I'll be back and bring the fam. Let's hope we have good weather. I'll be back for the anniversary celebration on Sunday 24th. Thanks everybody for joining, for watching. Check out Laurent Fressine's new series on the Berlin defense, which will make white players' life even more miserable. It's highly recommended, I think. It's just a very good high-level series. So yeah, if you're interested in e4, e5 stuff, I advise you to watch that one. Other than that, I got nothing. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your night/day.